Scorpio. So this reading can resonate with your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising, or your Venus and your north node. Cross watchers are also welcome. Take the energy as it resonates. It could be switched. I don't read for gender. I read for masculine, feminine energy. So whether you're male or female, you could resonate with either. And that energy can switch within that reading where you resonate with the feminine and then the masculine. Okay, so with that being said, let's see what guidance Spirit has for you in whatever you're currently experiencing. And all readings won't resonate because these are collectives. If you guys want to book a personal, the link will be in the bio. Make sure you guys read the description box on the website before booking, because I do my readings a certain way, right? We're more focused on what you need to know on your journey to give you guidance. Holy Spirit angel guys, what do we have for Scorpio? We have persistence. Steady progress defines your journey. Your patience and diligence ensure long-term success, even when the path feels slow. So this is good energy. That tells me that you guys have been creating something, mastering something, right? But you need to stay persistent because it's working. Whatever you're doing, it's working. It's going to manifest, but because you're trying to build long-term success, and it is going to manifest. But you also need to understand that even when things feel slow or they have slowed down, it doesn't mean that it's the end of your race or that you're losing it. You have to continuously put in that belief and the energy, like understand that it's building up momentum. So as you're manifesting, you have to stay positive. You have to know that you're gonna reach that desired goal that you're moving towards. So slowing down does not mean it's lost or it's done, right? It just means it's slowing down because there's something, and then just the way that the world works. Like right now, we're starting to slowly pick back up because the energy is shifting as far as like the weather. The seasons play a part in like how quickly something is going to grow, how slow it's going to grow, or how steady it's going to be, right? Because life has its own cycles of ups and downs, and once you master certain things, you understand like, okay, every time around winter things start to die, right? Because it's slowing down. But springtime, it starts to pick up. Summertime, it's time to play, da 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 da. So it's like, that's what Spirit is wanting you to know, that even when it feels slow, it does not mean that it's not building. It's still building. All right, what else do we have for Scorpio on their journey? We have the World. So things are changing. There's a cycle that's closing out because you guys have been working on this. You guys have been working on closing it out. What is this cycle that's being closed out for Scorpio? Ooh, the burden of stress, struggle. So you guys are like, a winning season is coming up for you, right? Because you have been going through a season of struggle, but it's like you've been mastering it. You've been working through it. You didn't just let it hold you down. So your persistence has created this beginning. I feel like you were going through a period where there was a delay. You weren't seeing the progress that you wanted, but now you're seeing the progress that you want. Ooh, uh-oh. So we have Nine of Swords, Three of Cups. Now, oh, this might be what you're closing out to. I feel like, now this part, you could take it as a resonate. This could be somebody in your energy, or this could be you, but I feel like there was a third party situation that happened. Maybe there's someone that you liked, but you discovered that this person was dealing with somebody else that could have stressed you out because you was making progress in the connection, or thought that you were, and then maybe that could have been the thing that slowed down. But it could also be that a lot of you guys were spending a lot of time with friends, and I don't do personals on lives, you guys, but it's like maybe it was a stressful time because there was a lot of like things that you are doing with friends, activities. And it's like, you know, when we're hanging out with friends a lot, we might have a goal to get something else, but we're spending a lot of money because they want to have fun and we want to have fun with them. But instead of saying no, it's like we do it. And then it could be like things that you feel like are important, like it's birthdays. You want to be there, you want to show up for them, but it's it's costing you something. So I feel like some of you guys had to learn how to slow down in your friendships, right? Say no, hold back so that you can actually save, because you have something that you're trying to build that's going to last long term, not just temporary. What else? Ooh, we have Judgment in the reverse. And I feel like for a while this awakening was very slow. It took a while for you to really get that. What else? But that's what's changing. I feel like that's the cycle that's closing out, because you have been leaning more towards your spiritual self, your higher self. Right now, you're beginning to listen to that. This could be a masculine for a masculine, or like I said, you could be a female in your masculine energy. But the energy coming out right now is very masculine, because the Hierophant is the masculine version of the High Priestess, right? So in the spiritual aspect of yourself, it's like you've been focused more on the practical things that you need to do rather than the emotional fulfillment of it. Like, yes, it's fun to go out, it's fun to party, it's fun to be around friends, but you're going to have to sacrifice that in order to build the vision that you see in your mind for long term, because you're going to keep decreasing instead of increasing. And I feel like that's the practical part that you're now tapping into, or you will be tapping into, that has been giving you the persistence to keep going, because it was creating emotional turmoil, right? I think sometimes friends too can make us feel like we have so much opportunities in love, and when we begin to make those choices where it's like, you know what, let me be single, because it's like, I feel like somebody wants family, they want to settle down, they want that type of future, even if they're young, right? Like in their 20s, they want to build a family, but they're doing things that 20-year-olds do, but they're way more ahead. They're like more of an older soul than their friends, right? Hold on. Let's block you because you're just a distraction for no reason. But it's like they have like an older soul. So it's like they like having fun, but they really want something else in the future. They know that they want to settle down, get married. They could be a lover girl or a lover boy, but their friends is like, yeah, we got all these bitches, we got all these, you get me? Like, let's have fun. And it could feel like you have an endless supply of options, but in reality, none of those options are that great. It doesn't serve what you truly want. So I feel like this is what somebody came to the realization of. It's like, yeah, that might be fun, but it's not what I want. I need to align myself to what I actually really want. So thinking more realistic about situations, tapping into the King of Swords. Again, masculine energy is what's coming out. So it's like, let me be more intentional about where I'm going and what I'm doing and focus on that. So I do feel like some have been hiding it from the friend group, though. Not really telling this friend group what their intentions are or what they're working on, because it's like the friends don't really get it. The friends are in a different space. It's not saying that like, oh, these friends are so karmic and they're so bad, right? But it's just more so of like, you know what, I understand that they're not where I am and I can't force them to be there, and I do love them, but I do have to hide this from them. But I do have to start saying no as well, that like I can't hang out this week, or da 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 da, because of what they're building. Now we got a High Priestess. Ooh. So now coming back to that third party, right? And you know, a Hierophant and a High Priestess, they are a match because they are spirit. They're both very spiritual. They're spiritually inclined. And this masculine has been on his spiritual journey in silence and secret. But there is a High Priestess that he's connected to. She could have been the one to inspire this journey. But there's disappointment in this connection. Because I feel like this is who he was manifesting. This High Priestess is who he wants to be with, but this is also a secret. And this High Priestess could be his friend. Someone where they have a relationship where it's like a friendship, but the underlying current is, I really would like to offer something, but I have to build up this offer first before I'm able to make it. But the thing is, like, this requires a lot of courage, too, to be able to be with this High Priestess. We have the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and they need to have a conversation about this connection, give and take. I feel like this masculine wants to marry this High Priestess. But there's a disappointment here. I think it's because a conversation wasn't had. The conversation wasn't had about about the give and take, right? Is this conversation going to be had? What's going on with the High Priestess? That's who they want to build with. Okay, so they do want the High Priestess. Are they going to have this conversation? We have Page of Wands. What else? They're scared. And we have Queen of Cups. So, you know, that's a match for Scorpio. Queen of Cups, King of Cups. And that's Scorpio energy as well. So you could be the divine feminine, right? Doesn't matter. But this person feels like they don't have enough to offer for what this High Priestess needs or wants. They have to go through this transformation first, but they do see her as a Two of Cups. And this is their desire, their wish fulfillment. They also feel like she's a Queen of Pentacles. She could be a mother. She could be older. She could be more established in her life. But she's continuously expanding. So this Queen of Cups is all the same person. The High Priestess, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. And they're thinking about her, and there goes the King of Cups. They have feelings for her. A lot of passion for her. But their energy is focused on being this Emperor. So this masculine is growing. He's gaining clarity. He's trying to figure out how to have this conversation. What changes to make. Because he sees her as a whole Empress. So he sees her as somebody who, it's like let's say somebody is a celebrity. Somebody has a crush on a celebrity, but they know the celebrity, right? But the celebrity they feel like is out of their league. The celebrity wouldn't choose somebody who like makes like a regular income or 9 to 5 because of what they have. So they feel like they would have to level up and get to that person's level to be able to really be even recognized or in the league, in the competition. But they wouldn't express any of those emotions or feelings until they have it together to offer it, right? So it's like there's somebody out here who is quiet about how they feel, but they desire this connection. They want it. They want to be enough for it. So I definitely feel like the feminine energy did inspire the masculine to do this work. And he's not only working on his physical reality, he's also working on his spiritual self. So it seems like he's gonna do it, right? Because we had that energy starting off where it feels like it's moving very slowly, but it is going to pick up because he is working on himself. He's going to become exactly who he wants to become. It's just that this High Priestess seems to already be in that place where she's established And I think he's more so worried about other suitors because he also has not expressed his feelings to her, so she has no idea how he feels, right? But yeah, that's what we have, Scorpio. On your own energy, everything reflects on the inner world, on the outside. So even when you're dealing with a soulmate, soul connections, they're going through the same thing in a different way. So the energy for both the feminine and masculine is to stay persistent, keep going, even when it feels like things are slowing down, because it's progressing. Keep focusing on what you're building. In due timing, whatever is meant to come towards you will come towards you, right? Just focus on what you're building. So that is what I have for you guys. If it resonated, please give me a big fat thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.